Go ahead and hit it.
Celebrity, true or false?
You can't handle the truth.
There you go. That's our production value. There you go. All right. First up, celebrity, true or false with Beau Bridges. True or false? In your youth, you would act out intense film scenes atop a flatbed truck in front of a supermarket, and it drew the ire of local law enforcement. True or false?
What was the last part?
That local law enforcement was not happy that you were doing this, that they had to take you down off the truck.
Supportive.
That's good.
When you're talking about it is I would take my brother along with me when he was young, about 16 years old. We'd get on the back of a flatbed truck, and then to get an audience, we'd stage a fight. We'd fight each other because our dad taught us how to stage fight and street fight, so we'd do that. And then people would come around, and then we'd jump up on the back of the truck and perform scenes from some show or something. But we always checked out the police before we did it because we didn't want to get arrested.
So wait a minute. You draw a crowd by stage fight, like acting like you're fighting?
Yeah.
Then the crowd would come around?
Come around, then we'd jump up on the thing and do it.
It'd be like getting the attention by fighting.
That's right.
And while we have your attention, here's a scene. That's the way it would work?
You got to bring them in any way you can, man.
Wow. Okay. And so you checked in with law enforcement beforehand.
First. Oh, absolutely.
Like I said, this is fake. Don't break it up. We're just trying to get a crowd.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
So what would you perform on the flatbed truck?
Well, I remember Jeff and I once did scenes from Come Blow Your Horn.
Okay. That's what you would do back in the day.
We had a little funky, microphone set up there and everything.
Okay. The second one here, we're fascinated about this story, and we're wondering if it is in fact true. True or false, Beau Bridges, you got into a scuffle with Gary Cooper on the set of High Noon.
Well, got into a what?
Scuffle, a fight.
No. My dad got into a scuffle with him.
Not you?
When I was a kid, my dad used to take me on location. So we went to Sonora where he was filming High Noon.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you can come out to the set this morning. I'm going to be in a fight scene with Gary Cooper, which turned out to be one of the classic fight scenes in movie westerns, if you remember. And he said, you can come, but you got to keep your mouth shut. Mr. Cooper is not feeling really 100%. I'm going to find a nice place for you where you can be up and watch it. Just be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, it's all, choreographed. It's going to look pretty rough, but no one's getting hurt. So just relax up there and you can watch it. So we go. They found me a spot up in a hayloft, and I'm looking down, and they get into it, and it goes off. And it's a wild fight. I mean, these guys, no stunt guys, just my dad and Mr. Cooper.
Uh-huh.
And they're rolling around underneath horses, and it was crazy. But I knew my dad said no one's going to get hurt, so I was okay with it. I'm watching. But he did not prepare me for the last thing, which was he started to get on his horse, and Cooper hits him with a straight right and knocks him cold. He goes to the ground, and I'm thinking, okay, it's all right. He's all right. It's all planned. But then Cooper goes over, fills up a pail of water, and goes over and throws the water on top of my dad. And I cracked up, busted out laughing, and just ruined the take.
No way!
Yeah. And then now we're going back to the hotel, and my dad is pissed. He says, I told you to keep your mouth shut. I could get fired over this. Mr. Cooper's not feeling well. Blah, blah, blah. Get back to the hotel. Now we're waiting to go up in the elevator to get something to eat. I'm just feeling terrible. And who walks up to get into the elevator but Mr. Cooper? And my dad says, how you doing, Coop? You feeling okay? And he says, yeah, I'm okay. And I'm thinking, oh, God, here it goes. And then Mr. Cooper said, how would you folks like to join me for dinner?
Hey.
And I went, ah.
See, now that's a great story. Believe it or not, the story that you got into a scuffle with Gary Cooper on the set of High Noon is on the website of the Oscars. Yeah. Oscars.org is where we pulled that one from.
Yeah,
so we got to update that information. Wow. Let them know that.
Great.
True or false, you played basketball for John Wooden at UCLA and were able to draw on that experience when you portrayed him in a one-man show.
Yes, a lot of that is true.
Okay.
Not so much playing for John Wooden.
Okay.
I sat on the bench.
Okay. So you sat for John Wooden.
Yeah, no, I was on the freshman team at UCLA back in the day when you couldn't play varsity when you were a freshman.
Yes.
And it was a great experience because he was, we maintained a friendship up until he died, almost at 100. And what an incredible man. I did a lot of his voice on his books, and I would introduce him at different events when he was awarded things. He would say we were a dog and pony show, but you're familiar with his pyramid of success, probably, aren't you?
Oh, sure.
For those who have never heard of this, I would recommend you Google up Coach Wooden's pyramid of success. It's incredible. And, the guy won almost 10 straight national championships in a row. No one will ever come close to that.
We have it on our set, as a matter of fact. Mike, why don't you just go grab it and hold it up? We are very well familiar with this.
The whole idea is the blocks of characters, things that you need to find success.
We believe it's signed by Wooden, is it not? That's what we have.
Yeah, wow. I found this at
a coach.
Yeah.
At a flea market.
Success had nothing to do with winning. Mm-hmm. It had to do with finding peace of mind. And how do you find peace of mind? By leaving the task knowing that you've done your very best. And the two cornerstones of the pyramid, one, enthusiasm, joy, and the other one, industriousness, hard work. Because Coach said anybody can come to the task with hard work, but when you bring it in combination with joy, that's when great things happen.
I think we have a photo of you playing high school hoops. As a matter of fact, there you are.
Oh, there I am.
How many points a game, Beau? What do you got?
I averaged 1.5 points a game.
Come on.
Yes, and I think I got 1 or 2 rebounds or something.
Looks like a good defensive posture, though. At least looks like you're. What a great time, and I guess the year, maybe a couple. I can't remember when Kareem came in there, but do you remember that his freshman team beat the varsity that had won the whole thing? Makes sense. So I guess that was my follow-up before I have one more for you, is while you were sitting for Coach Wooden, who was playing for him? Who were your teammates?
Our center was, people usually think that Coach won all his championships with big, tall centers, but our center, Fred Slaughter, was 6'6", but he was, built like a brick house. He was a force. And let's see, who else? Larry Gower was on the team. He went up and played a little varsity. Yeah, but that was it for me. I went out for track.
Okay.
Because they had a race in tennis shoes for the freshman team. Uh-huh. And I won the race. Mm-hmm. And so everyone was excited. They said, "You got to go out for track." And I said, "Oh, okay. I'll try it." I never had. So I went out there and I trained for like a couple months, learning how to come out of the blocks. And this young kid from Jefferson High School, I can't remember his name, he'd run like just under 900.
Right.
I mean, just under 1000. And so after I worked out a little bit, they had a match race for us. First time I'd been timed. Had a gun and everything. I'm in the blocks. I come out of the blocks. I'm running, and this guy's right there. And I was told, you never turn your head. You got to keep straight ahead.
Right.
So I'm doing that, and I beat him by about like this.
Hey.
And I'm thinking, man, this is a whole new career for me opening up. And I ran over to the coaches, and they're all laughing at me. And I said, what's going on? What was my time? He said, your time was 11:2. And I said, 11:2, but I beat him. He says, yeah, he fell. And I just beat him like that. But
That's funny.
track is tough.
Oh,
man,
no
I'm
doubt.
telling you.
Last one for you, Beau Bridges.
Yes,
True or
sir.
false, your brother Jeff convinced you your fabulous Baker Boys character should have thinning hair and offered to shave it himself. Is that true?
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's true. Yeah, we were having a couple of glasses of wine one night before we did the thing, and he said, you know, you're supposed to, your hair is supposed to be thinning, and you don't want to have a ball pate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he was right about that. You know, where I've had that done before, where they put a thing on you and
Yeah.
big makeup deal in the chair. And I said, okay, but not too much, please. And he just screwed me up, man. He just shaved me
Oh, man.
so bad. And then, you know, when it grows out like in little corkscrews.
Sure.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, okay. So that is true.
That's
I love
true.
that movie. That movie is just an absolute classic. I had the soundtrack and everything in college. I played the hell out of it. And it
I
was
tell
just
you,
it
though,
was
that-
awesome.
That movie, you know, they wanted, my career has been kind of a roller coaster ride. And then at that particular time, I was kind of dipping down in, you know, in my, you know, the different options I had.
Mm-hmm.
And he got the script first. He was cast, and they wanted to cast as his brother, someone that was, you know, riding high. One of the young new actors coming out, and or not new, the ones who were established.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother said, "No, I want my brother to play." Young Steve Klobus was directing,
Right.
and so I went and had lunch with Steve, and I brought a little Polaroid photograph of Jeff and I on the back of that.
How about that?
The back of that truck, and I think that's what helped me get that job.
Well, it's a good thing you staged the fight to begin with, right?
Yeah.
Get you on the truck. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.